Hi, I'm Dr. Ivan Puah, and I founded Amaris B Clinic in 2004. I'm an accredited liposuction doctor and medical aesthetics doctor based in Singapore. I've been trained directly under Dr. Alfredo Hoyos and Dr. John Millard for visa liposuction, and Dr. Pierre Fournier for liposculpture, fat grafting, and thread lift, and also under Dr. Delgado for dedicated surgical training in gynecomastia surgery in San Francisco. While male pattern baldness is often normalized, affecting between 30 to 50% of men by the age of 50, women face harsher stigma. The hair isn't just strength but femininity and confidence. Any hair loss is tied to the loss of confidence and self-identity. Its thinning can effectively significantly impact their social and professional well-being. At our clinic, we recognize this. Our follicle renewal hair therapy is clinically supported that combines dual action of RF microneedling and exosome therapy to address thinning hair as a source without the need of surgery. So what is the difference or similarity between hair loss in men and women? The most common cause of hair loss in men is endogenetic alopecia, and same for women. However, the occurrence or incidence is much higher in men, which is about 63% of men in Singapore, versus slightly less than 40% of women with similar condition. The prevalent age of hair loss in men peak at about age of 40s, while in women, it often occurs during postpartum or menopause. The genetic predisposition for hair loss in men and women are similar. It's often affected by genetics. So is there a difference between hair loss, hair thinning, and hair breakage? Well, the definition for hair loss is a reduction in total number of hair strands or follicles on the scalp, not generating new hairs or by premature hair loss. While hair thinning is due to a decrease in the thickness of individuals' hair strands, making the hair appear less voluminous and dense. Lastly, hair breakage occurs when hair strands breaks, causing shorter strands and split ends. So in common terms, hair loss appears as receding hairlines, crown thinning, or total balding. Hair breakage will present itself a bit more frizzy, coarse hair, snapping, or split ends. People that are affected by hair loss typically will notice receding hairlines, thinning of hair, widening of lines, or even isolated bald spots, sometimes with or without scalp changes. So this could indicate there is some underlying issues, either is due to endogenetic alopecia or alopecia areata, so on and so forth. So patients with such symptoms should actually consult a professional doctor to have it properly diagnosed, to find out the underlying cause, and to initiate proper treatment. Hair loss is usually classified differently for men and women. By medical classifications, there are 7 stages of hair loss for men. In general, it basically describes the severity starting from just receding hairlines to crowning and all the way to total balding. For ladies, it's a bit more simpler. There are basically 3 stages of hair loss, basically describing early, progressive, and advanced hair loss, describing the extent of bald patch. There are often different treatments for patients suffering from different stages of hair loss. We need to discuss about the psychological impact of female pattern hair loss. Even though the condition is not serious, it can cause significant emotional distress and low self-image for those who are affected, which can lower their quality of life, which may not even reflect the actual amount of hair loss. For example, the patient may be just losing a small percentage or a mild degree of hair loss. However, it may actually have a huge impact on their life, on their confidence, and so on and so forth. It can also lead to other health issues such as chronic stress. The powerful impact of hair loss can be as challenging as those dealing with life-threatening illnesses. In my clinic, the hair treatment therapy is called follicle renewal hair therapy. Hair loss affects both men and women. While genetics play a role, thinning often stems from collagen depletion, reduced blood flow, and chronic scalp inflammation. Traditional topical applications and methods can't reach these underlying issues. Follicle renewal targets them at their source. So how does our follicle renewal hair therapy works? We use a combination therapy of radio frequency microneedling. We use fine needles making tiny punctures on the scalp and therefore enhancing blood flow to the targeted areas, creating temporary microchannels, preparing for the pathway of exosome delivery. RF energy is delivered through these microneedles, heating up dermis and deeper layers and therefore stimulates collagen rebuilding. This stimulation helps to reactivate dormant hair follicles, further strengthening the existing hair and encourage new hair growth. Specially prepared exosomes are applied into the scalp post-RF microneedling. Exosomes will penetrate deep into the scalp via the microchannels. These exosomes will help to stimulate dermal papillary cells, prolong anagen phase, and restore scalp homeostasis. The combination of RF microneedling and exosomes allows a much deeper exosome penetration while RF needle amplifies their regenerative messaging. In summary, it helps to rejuvenate follicle microenvironments, improve scalp structural integrity, and support sustained hair density. The key benefits of follicle renewal hair therapy is it allows follicle activation, target dormancy through biostimulation, improves scalp ecosystem, reduces inflammation, and improves nutrient delivery. It enhances structural reinforcement, allowing collagen renewal for stronger follicle anchoring. And last but not least, visible results with minimal downtime. It is non-surgical, lifetime-friendly treatment. So who are the candidates suitable for follicle renewal hair therapy? People who are suitable for it usually suffers from early-stage endogenetic alopecia, age-related hair density loss, stress or hormone-triggered shedding, postpartum or menopausal-related thinning, fine, fragile hair that lacks volume, scalp sensitivity, or diffuse thinning. Finally, I want to discuss about risks and complications associated with this treatment. While this treatment is low risk and well tolerated, temporary reactions may include mild redness or swelling on the treated area that typically resolves in 24 to 48 hours. You may experience temporary shedding of weaker hairs as well as stronger growth begins. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, just email us. See you again.